Yo, so this is going to be a pocket incoming tier list video for you guys. You guys can maybe agree with some of them, disagree with another. Just tell me in the comments below and we could discuss it there, right? Now, each tier is not in order, so like the first one is not the best. It is just they're all there, right? Of course, these Pokemon should be run on mono teams with like their typings, because not full 6 mono teams. I find those are horrible, but you should run them on mono teams like 3-3, 4-2, 2-2-2, right? Stuff like that. Because you do get boost usually, like some Pokemon, usually S's and S pluses give boost to their typing, right? So doing that is a good thing to do, right? Let me know in the comments below if you guys disagree or agree with anything. I will be using my actual Pokédex in Pocket Incoming for some Pokemon, because I cannot remember all of these and give like reasons for all of them, right? I do remember most of them, but not all of them, right? Okay, so let's get into it with S plus. Actually, I forgot one. Okay, I kind of skipped over that, but like they're actually the best thing in the game. Just being able to increase your star, just beautiful, right? Now, actually getting into it, Scizor, very good, does amazing damage, and if he gets a kill, he could do another turn, which is really crazy. Just, he works really well on teams, right? He's an amazing DPS, probably one of the best. Well, honestly, probably one of the best, right? Guaranteed. Zoroark, with how they work, especially with the cloning, I just love them so much, right? Fighting against Zoroark in Shard Dungeons are super annoying. Super annoying. Tyranitar, just a really good tank in general. Using him, I should probably start using him, but I need to kind of like use my team in a different manner, right? But yeah, definitely worthy of S plus. Now, pretty much the rest is just S pluses, like in the game. Because, I mean, well, they're S pluses, they're good. I'll just go over them pretty quickly. You know, Rayquaza, a very good damage dealer. And because he also does both types, usually some Pokemon focus on one defense typing. So Rayquaza doing both is a very good thing. Then we got Darkrai, an amazing controller. I love him on my team. Him being able to just, like, stop the whole team from doing anything is really good, right? Kyogre, amazing tank, really good ult. Good support for the team also, right? Lugia, probably the best tank next to Diancie. Especially with that death immune for one turn, is just crazy. And then he heals himself after that turn, right? So just, it's really insane, right? I mean, you know, his ult is very good. Burn, AoE, just, it's good in any game, right? When there's a type, like, an effect with an AoE, right? That, like, does damage over time. So, really good. Then Groudon, he is a physical attacker. And with his ult being the highest damage percentage in the game so far, he is actually insane. Especially with physical. Less people boost physical. For at least the higher tanks, don't boost physical as much. Physical defense, of course. So Groudon will be doing a lot of damage, right? Diancie, with the shield she give, she is amazing. Very good. Best tank in the game, I'd say. Mewtwo, really good damage dealer. His second ability, hitting 2 people, is just insane because of how much damage he is able to output, right? His ult is usually a 1-tap if you're around the same power level. Then Regigigas, just overall pretty good S+, right? Not the best. I'd say he's like going into S, but like his tanking and all that is pretty sick, right? Now, in the S's, I might have to start using my list for some, or my Pokédex for some of them. Please bear with me. I am sorry, guys. But Zapdos, really good with his Electrify and all that. So definitely a good bird to run if you have an electric team. You can run him with Magnezone and Raikou, right? Then you got Moltres, really good damage. The burn, AoE, not burn, is it? I think it's a line, right? Moltres' ultimate is very good. I'm pretty sure it hits 3 people. I'm checking that right now. It is all enemies. Okay, so being able to burn all of the enemies is super good. Like, very good. Like, you don't understand that. It's one of the best things in the game, right? Then you got Entei, a really good tank. Once he falls under a certain HP, he basically tanks all hits. So I love Entei for that reason. Aggron's shield, pretty sure it's Aggron, right? Aggron's shield, very good. So I would say he's a very good tank to run if you have a steel team, right? With Scizor, right? You could definitely do that. Raikou is a pretty good support alongside with Suicune. They're both really good supports for their types. So you could definitely run them if you have like an electric team, a water team, right? I use Suicune because I have Greninja and Kyogre in my party also. Groudon, good freeze, very good freeze, so definitely run him if you have an ice team. Then Weavile, very good damage, so I put him in S, right? Weavile, I used them once in the summer event, and I really loved them. Then Magnezone, I'm gonna pull up his things, but I'm pretty sure he does like really good AoE damage, from what I remember, right? Like, his AoE is very annoying, like super annoying. And then once he dies, the 200% SP attack is really good, right? So he hits all opponents for 200% SP when he dies, which is a really good like suicidal attack, right? Arcanine, at first I was a bit like but then I realized like what he does. So like basically he takes away his HP after using his ult, I'm pretty sure, and then he gets back crit rate and crit damage, which is I find crazy, right? I think, yeah, so it's his ult, I'm pretty sure. And then he gets insane amount of damage. Like, it's just crazy. So Arcanine, definitely a huge, like, a big... So Arcanine, definitely a really good Pokemon you should be using for a fire team. Lucario also, that is just insane, I'd say. I really love Lucario, and I'm happy that they did make him good, right? His damage is really good. His true damage is also very good. And just overall, like, it's crazy with all he does, like, and the buffs he gets on his abilities, right? So really good Pokemon to run, right? Then you got Alakazam, I'd say the second best controller next to Darkrai. I had him in A, but then I put him in S because, well, there's no other better controllers, so I'm just gonna put him in S, right? So definitely deserving of the last spot in S, right? Then A rank, okay. So this is where like they're either like they're either like almost S or they're in almost B, right? I feel like it's really just those two for me. Like Articuno, Gyarados, and like Greninja, Blaziken, all that, they could definitely be an S, like low S, but like I would say A is definitely a solid spot for them, right? If you run them, I wouldn't even put it against you, right? They're still really good. Like S plus is made up of mostly S pluses, so you gotta understand that like A is almost like an S rank, right? Articuno, really good freeze, super annoying, so you know, solid A. Gyarados, good damage, and like I see people putting him in the front. I don't really get why, but still good damage. Again, Cresselia, I'd say, is a really good support actually. Like how her abilities work is like really interesting for just like a knockoff Pokemon game. I feel like a lot of time was put into her. Like it's pretty interesting, like how her stuff works, right? Greninja, really good damage unless you have S pluses. So his damage, like I feel for me, because I have still a good amount of S pluses, is pretty lacking at the moment when I'm comparing it to Mewtwo, of course, right? Blaziken, really good damage, good like support with his passive, giving crit damage, I'm pretty sure. I think it was crit damage. I'm gonna check right now. But he either gave damage or crit damage, right? So really good. And it's the damage bonus. The damage bonus is really good. Now Gallade and Gardevoir have like a really good controlling effect, right? With their confusion and I think fascination effects. Really nice. Now Slacking, he would be in B, but like I put him in A because he does pretty solid for tanking. Just his ult, I hate how he gets put to sleep. I get it, it makes sense, but I just don't like it. Now Ampharos, with their like paralyzing effect, I'm pretty sure an Electrify, I think. They're pretty good, right? I would say it's a pretty good option for an electric team. Then we've got Florges. Florges is a pretty good healer, I'd say. I might run Cresselia over her in my opinion, but Florges is very good, you know. I like not Cresselia, I like Florges, and she's a pretty good healer if you want to heal her. Now Salamence is really good because he does have a Terra effect, which gives you true damage, not counting like stuff like defense and all that. So Salamence, really good, solid A, right? Then same with Garchomp, he's very good, does good damage, so solid A. Now then we're going on to B, where it's a bit more just like they're not that good, right? I would say. I don't really have explanations for all of them, but just like overall, I wouldn't say they're an A or above, because A and S are like pretty good Pokemon that I wouldn't be against you running, because I even run Greninja, right? And I have a lot of Pokemon in S+, right? So B, Chandelure, just overall, no one likes him. Like I've seen no good comments about him and checking his stuff. He's just not good. Dragonite, it's just that he can't be run with his teams. He has fire and electric skills, but he can't even use them on electric and fire teams. So it's just, it doesn't work well. Aegislash, he's pretty good, just like they're a better tank, so definitely putting him in B. Like Aggron, just I feel like is better. Now, of course, Aegislash, if you want to tank, run him, but to me, he's not the best. Same with Regice, he's just not interesting, or like, there's nothing cool about him, right? Now, Steelix is kind of cool. He has like a flinch thing, which like makes him take less damage from like Pokemon that the effect is on, right? But just overall, like, it's not the best ability, because like, unless you're running a full steel comp, it's not the best, right? Of course, if you're running with like Agron and like Scizor, you want him to stay alive, then he could have some uses, right? But for me, he's like B, almost A, right? Sceptile, pretty good damage, just that like, I mean, the crit isn't enough for me, right? What people do is do what he does, but better. Now, Rhyperior, my bad. Rhyperior is pretty good, just that like, having physical defense isn't as useful considering there's not as many physical attackers, at least yet. But like, that's the thing. So like, having physical attack is good, but in my opinion, physical defense isn't as good because more people or more higher Pokemon have SP attack. So Rhyperior for that case is in B. He would have been in A if it was SP defense. Now his Swampert's whole thing is just about crit resistance, but like, you can still get a lot of damage done to you even if like a crit doesn't happen, right? So his whole passive is a crit resistance thing, so I don't really like it. Milotic, the only thing about her that's good is her ult, but except for that, I'm not too much of a big fan of her at all. Now Metagross is actually pretty close to being A, but just not right there. He could do pretty sick damage, right? But just it's a bit lacking in my opinion, but he's actually pretty close to being A in my eyes, right? Now, Dusknoir's Black Hole is pretty sick, but overall, that's just it for me, right? A lot of these guys, it's just, there's not enough for me to put them a bit higher. Like, Gallade and Gardevoir have their Fascination and, like, Confusion thing. Blaziken does good damage and supports well. Greninja does good damage. Then we got the two supporters, Cresselia and Florges, that are pretty good, right? Then we got our Articuno and, like, stuff like that. So it's like, they do something more, right? Slacking could have been in B, but like, I put him in A just because like, he could be a very good tank, right? Now, let's go on to Hydragon. Now, he builds up over the rounds, but like, overall you want the match to end more quickly, so he isn't the best in my eyes. His ult is pretty meh, like considering it has a base of 100 SP damage per Pokemon like hit, I think, and it could go up to 160, but it's not that good, right? Now, I'm guessing there's going to be a like little clip at the beginning of the video saying that Haxorus should be an A. But yeah, Haxorus is moving to A because Haxorus is actually pretty nice. I reread his kit and I definitely feel like he should be an A. Just like looking at all of them, like it's pretty hard to just like have him off the dot. But yeah, Haxorus an A. He gets good damage and he could also get an extra hit. So it's very nice. It's something that's reminiscent of Mewtwo, right? So that, and also Scizor. So definitely deserves that. Now, the Crocodile guy, there's nothing cool about him. I just don't like him. He could have been in C, but I put him in B. Now, these guys, the bottom, there's nothing cool at all about Heracross. Snorlax is, Then we've got Noivern, which has nothing interesting, in my opinion. Then Absol, I thought he would be better, but he really wasn't. Goodra just doesn't do anything. Like, the support just isn't there. Now, for Electrive, the Absorb, just, I don't like it at all. So, definitely just not worth it. Now, the two free Pokemon are there. Mew, just, there's nothing really good about Mew. Of course, you could get him high stars, but just overall, just not using Mew is a good thing you could do in this game. Of course, if you need a Psychic, then use Mew, but like, try to change it right away. Now, Gengar's ult is good, but except for that, I don't really like it that much. Like, he's just not that useful, right? Like, there's people that do what he does, but better, so just, not that good. Like, reducing attack, like, it's not a guarantee thing, right? So, like, people could, they just, like, stop those debuffs, and then Greninja's useless. So, that's pretty much the tier list, right? If you guys have anything that you think should be higher or lower, please let me know. I would be, it would be very appreciated, right? Just getting some input, I would love that, right? Now, my tier lists are very different. I know that Regice for some people is higher, and, like, also, I think Absol, I'm not too sure about that. But definitely, this is my tier list, right? I got some help from my friend ZDB. You could go check out his channel in the description, right? Thank you guys for watching. I will try to make more videos soon. And Rayquaza soon, right? I'm going to have a fun little collab for that one. So I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.